This week on Entrepreneurs, we explore the rising force of renewable energy and green business ventures. I'm Jack Delosa, and Entrepreneurs starts now.
This is Entrepreneurs.
Welcome to Entrepreneurs. Tonight we're exploring the ability of renewable energy to change the world and diving into the exciting business opportunity that this field presents. Joining me on the panel tonight is Emlyn Keane, founder of Evergen Energy, a company that combines solar and battery power with a digital monitoring system. Joining us on the panel also is Katerina Kamali, founding member of the Innovation Fund, the world's largest venture capital fund for clean tech, and equally as impressive, which I'm really looking forward to diving into tonight. Before getting into venture capital, Katerina built Pollinate Energy, a social enterprise which became the largest provider of solar lighting to slum communities across India and Nepal. We are set for a great conversation. Katerina, Emlyn, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Now, Katerina, you're obviously super passionate about the environment. I've been inspired by your videos and your ventures in the past. What's driving your work in this area?
Well, it's an incredibly exciting area, and it is the environmental sector generally, but for me personally, it's really the nexus of poverty and climate change. And I'm stealing one of my brain crusher's quotes here, that you can't solve one of those without solving the other. And we're in this incredibly exciting time at the moment because you can start to solve some of those problems and do it in an incredibly scalable way and make really amazing profits as well. So it's a wonderful time to be an entrepreneur in this space.
I must ask, who's the brain crush?
Oh, Lord Nicholas Stern.
Of course, Lord Nicholas Stern. Now, there's a lot of money and energy flowing into clean tech today, which is a fantastic thing. What do you think is driving investors' interest in the space?
Well, if you look, and I work in venture capital, so if you look at what companies are going to be the growthy companies over the next 50 years, you look at the industries that are going to be disrupted. And they're basically every clean tech industry, from energy to agriculture, from transport to buildings to mining and manufacturing. Every single one of those sectors is being disrupted by fabulous growthy companies, and they're the ones that are going to have the disruptive impact and get you the scale and the profits that you want.
Do you think Australia can be a clean tech superpower?
I don't think it. I know it.
Right.
It's really interesting. I mean, I work in this sector. I've worked in this sector in Asia, in Europe, and in the States. And I have, you know, the best clean tech accelerators, which are mainly in Silicon Valley, calling me and saying 40% of our businesses want to be in Australia as their next target region.
Wow.
Because you guys spend more on energy, you're more interested in spending your disposable income on reducing your energy use, you have the most progressive populace in terms of uptake of clean tech. It's a wonderfully exciting time, and we have the best researchers in tech, I think, in the world.
Kat, I have to ask, Enterprise, largest provider of solar lighting to slum communities across India and Nepal. Can you explain to us quickly the work you were doing there?
Yeah, I mean, it started off really simple. So I went to India on a research project, actually, for the London School of Economics, and I was looking at, as I said, that problem of poverty and climate change. And there's a really simple solution to kerosene lights, which is one of the biggest carbon polluters in the world. It's a solar light. And it just so happens that Australia has some of the best technology in the world for that. So we decided that it was time to start seeing if we could provide these solar lights to the poorest of the poor living in slums across India and now Nepal as well.
It's an incredible story. I do encourage anybody watching to go and check out what Kat is doing with Pollinate Energy. Emlyn, your company Evergen can reduce my power bill by up to 80%. Why isn't everybody doing this?
Oh, well, we would, of course, love if everybody was doing this. And I believe everybody will do this. Yeah, look, solar is a wonderful commodity. It is cheap, it is clean, and in Australia we have an abundance of sunshine, and therefore it works really, really well. Where it's restricted is that it generates its optimum in the middle of the day, and guess what? Most families use the most energy in the evening. So if you apply a battery to that, then you capture all of that energy, and if you then, Evergen is part owned by the CSIRO, and they've developed a series of intelligent algorithms that optimize the interplay between the grid, the solar, and the battery to save you a whole heap of money.
How does your system work, and what are the benefits for people watching at home? What are the benefits for us putting it in our homes?
Yeah, well, look, the big benefit is you optimise the solar and therefore you save the most money. How it works is a regular battery will discharge its power as soon as you're not generating enough from your solar to meet the load in the home. What our system does is says, well, maybe I don't want to discharge that now. And so the algorithms are machine learning. First of all, we take a constant record of how you're using power in the home. What we then do is we take a solar forecast, we take a weather forecast, and we predict how much energy you're going to generate from the solar system. And then we also understand that people pay more for energy later in the day than they do perhaps in the morning. And so, look, the greatest example in how we save people money is if you take the extreme and say, look, we're making decisions every 5 minutes. Take 42 data points every 5 minutes, and it's all done for you, of course. But say at 2 o'clock in the morning we do a weather forecast and say, okay, it's going to be cloudy in the morning, and then it's going to be sunny in the afternoon. Then what we'll do is say, okay, well, how much energy do we need in the morning before the sun comes out? We'll actually go to the grid, and this is really unique to Evergen. We'll go to that cheap overnight power, fill the battery up to, say, the 42% that we know we need until the sun comes out, get you through that, and then the sun comes out, you charge up the battery, and we last you through the night with the battery charge. Keep you off that peak power, reduce your bill by 80%, save the planet and the wallet, and look, it just gives people back control of their energy future.
That's what I'm interested in. I'm kind of going to go a little bit deeper on my first question. It saves you money, saves the planet, more control, better for the family.
Yeah.
Why aren't more people doing this faster?
Yeah, look, I put it down to two things, cost and confidence.
Right.
So the cost is that solar is getting cheaper, batteries are now at a very, very attractive price point, but we're also getting subsidies. So if you're in South Australia, you're now getting up to $5,000 in a low interest loan for your solar and battery system. If you're in Queensland, you get $3,000 and interest free for up to 10 years. Bill Shorten has made a commitment that he's going to look at putting 1 million of these systems across Australia and get a $2,000 rebate. So the cost is coming down. The confidence for me is just people will have it, other people will have it, they'll see that it does the job, and then it will just absolutely catapult. It's really getting there now. We're at that tipping point where you're talking 5 to 6 years without a rebate, at least 15 years on the battery and 25-year warranty on the solar panel. So it's going to kick and kick hard.
How soon does that tipping point come, in your view?
Well, I believe we're here now.
Happening now.
Genuinely now. The batteries are thoroughbred. We have lots of customers that are genuinely saving the money. The other great thing is it's putting power in people's hands, the knowledge. So people actually do adapt their behaviour as well. So we have the Evergen app where for the first time people are saying, oh my God, the air conditioning really does use a lot of power. Or the prediction is saying, okay, maybe give it a couple of hours because you're going to have all this excess power in 2 hours time, so wait and put the dishwasher on then. So it becomes a sort of a gamified thing. How low can I get my bill? And people just naturally change behaviour, which is good for the environment and, as I say, saves you a lot of money.
Absolutely. Emlyn and Kat are going to hang around for a panel later in the show. We're going to take a break now. When we return, we'll see what it means to green the home.
You're watching Entrepreneurs. Welcome back to Entrepreneurs.
Welcome back to Entrepreneurs. We are talking green business ventures and eco-friendly products for your home. Joining us on the panel now is Rachel Main of Good and Eco Interiors. Rachel, welcome to Entrepreneurs.
Thank you very much.
Now, Good and Eco Interiors sounds incredible. It's all about greening the home. What does that mean, and what are the benefits of one going down that path?
Right, so green interiors really is similar about general interior design, about creating beautiful and harmonious homes, and applying the same sort of principles about good space planning, good use of colour and texture and proportion, but it goes that much further. From a green perspective, there's 4 key elements that are different. The first 3 really are adopting the 3 R's of sustainability, and that's around reduce, reuse and recycle. So reducing really is about decluttering the home, living with less and really only with what we need. rather than what we perhaps want. Secondly, around reuse is about repurposing things. So, for example, you might have a small stool that you could repurpose as a side table next to your couch or something like that, or flip an open bookcase on its side, still use it as a bookcase but double it up as a sideboard that you could have your TV standing on. And then recycling is about, you know, say reupholstering or recovering a sofa and giving a new lease of life with different colour and different fabric to introduce into a new colour scheme.
Absolutely love it.
Yes. So, and then the fourth element really is about introducing new things to the home, then that choosing eco-friendly materials. And that could be, for example, bamboo flooring, eco-friendly paint, it could be natural sisal rugs, it could be bamboo sheeting, recycled cardboard pendant lights, and it could go on and on and on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's follow that on and on and on. I'm interested, what are the particular sort of products that one might put into their interior design, into their home, as part of this kind of a project?
So I mentioned paint, using eco-friendly paint.
Yeah.
There's a paint on the market called graphenstone, and that absorbs CO2. So it's almost like planting trees in your home, which is amazing. Yeah, that's really incredible. Bamboo sheets, like I mentioned, and they're very luxurious to feel. Bamboo's a real renewable kind of resource, which is great. Also plants. Plants are great. They make you feel good. They're good for the environment and bring life into an interior. Yeah, there's many.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a
like
lot.
It.
I mean,
good.
You think about everything that's in your home. There's a lot.
Yes, yes. Thank God. So, if we sort of go to the panel more broadly, climate change initiatives have become a very political topic, a polarised debate. Where are Australians or consumers in general at with green initiatives? Kat, we might start with you.
Yeah, it's really interesting, I mean, because we invest in companies in clean tech across all industries. And what we're finding in Australia is actually the populace here, perhaps aside from the politics, but the populace is one of the most advanced and progressive in adopting clean tech, from batteries and solar to eco-homes to AI electric vehicles. You know, we're really progressive, and that's because we have some particular constraints and some fabulous opportunities. We've got a lot of sun. We actually have a lot of money compared to most people, and we have a lot of investment coming into the space. We have the world's largest clean tech VC. So it's a fabulous time to develop technology here and fabulous businesses, and then export them to particularly to our Asian neighbours, but globally as well.
Emma, what's your view? Green initiatives of the Australian consumer?
Surprise, surprise, solar. Look, the take-up of solar in Australia is phenomenal. The highest in the world when it comes to residential rooftop solar. And so when you think about that, why is that? Yes, an abundance of sunshine, very high energy bills. People who own their own home and ultimately love technology, want to innovate and want to also do something about the environment. So that take-up is huge. Now you put a battery on there and it really just starts to seriously come off the grid.
Rachel, you were recently in London at a World Design Expo. What have you discovered in your research and travels which have really sort of stretched your thinking in terms of what's possible over there?
Well, the really exciting thing that I saw was innovative materials that are being used in designer products for modern homes. And I think we've got some examples here to show tonight. And
they're up on the screen now, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, there was the Design #1 chair, which was from Revology, and it's made from almost completely plants. So this is biotech to the fore. It's made out of a linen flax material that's toughened for the legs and the frame, and then also bioresin, which is a natural sugar for the seat. It's an iconic kind of bistro chair, so it looks absolutely beautiful. It's winning some amazing awards at the moment. And then there's Eco Birdie, which is recycled toys, plastic toys that kids actually recycle at schools, and then they're crushed up and sorted into different colours and then remoulded into these lovely children's chairs and tables and lamps. So that's really exciting, sort of circular economy story.
Lots of exciting things on the horizon.
Yeah.
Kat, what are some general tips you would give Australians to reduce power or to have a lighter impact on the planet?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do in your home, and it is about adopting technology. And we're lucky because we have some of the best technology, including Evergens, but also a lot of energy efficiency technologies that you can take on in your home and your work. More and more so, even in your transport. Excuse me.
It's okay.
You know, taking public transport, but then looking, you know, at electric vehicles, at AI electric vehicles. You know, people don't really realise how quickly that's going to take off. I've been lucky enough to be in AI electric vehicles that, you know, you don't even face the front of the car, you face each other and you move and have a meeting in the car. That's going to be here within 5 years in my
That
prediction.
is cool. I will be having most of my meetings in those cars.
I'll be there.
Good. We'll chat renewable energy. Emlyn, general tips for, you know, average Australians?
Yeah. Again, the information is power. So I was mentioning earlier about air conditioning. Things like just understanding what consumes a lot of power in the home, but also just the settings of those things. So if you've got air conditioning in the middle of the summer, you probably don't need to have it at 20 degrees. Put it to 24 degrees. It doesn't need to get that cool. LED lighting is the obvious one. If you've still got halogens in your kitchen or spotlights, just get rid of them. You'll pay for a brand new LED in less than a year, easily. So there's also things that once people appreciate that power does cost, for example, a lot more in the afternoon than in the morning. Starting to put things on at different times of the day will really reduce the power bill, but you'll also reduce the environmental footprint just by virtue of levelling out that load. If we can balance out that load, the batteries do that too. They absorb the solar, they distribute out later on, and so we're not turning on our big base load coal-fired power stations as much as we need to.
Interested to get each of your views on if we sort of go into prediction mode for 2019, what we're going to see more of, what we're going to see less of. Rachel, we might start with you.
I think we're going to see less plastic, or at least less single-use plastic, but more recycled plastic materials used in products. We need to deal with the amount of plastic that we've got in.
That's a great step forward. Emlyn?
Yeah, I think the Internet of Things will continue to evolve. So, for example, you will then have the automated appliance control that I talked about. For example, load control in our system means that when your battery's full and you're still generating excess solar, go and bring on the air conditioning, cool the home down so you're not using it later on. Go and bring on the hot water unit so that you're again you don't have that big load. So I think the Internet of Things will continue and just taking control. People want to control their destiny around the environment, the power bill, and the reliability of power. They want to be confident that the lights will stay on, and of course a battery will do that for you.
Absolutely. Kat, your predictions for 2019?
Yes, I've got a few, I think.
I thought you might.
In each sector. So we're definitely going to see, we're already seeing massive uptick in electric vehicle usage and charging across the world, but here in Australia as well. In solar and batteries, the uptick in battery use in the home and at scale will be much, much bigger. And thirdly, and quite excitingly, especially for farmers in Australia, the use of digital agricultural technologies is really exciting, using robots on farms, using weather mapping systems so that farmers can see when droughts are coming and not. It's incredibly exciting and not just good for the environment and for our pockets, but for people's livelihoods.
I must say that from somebody looking at this industry from the outside in, talking to all three of you tonight has been incredibly refreshing and encouraging, as I'm sure a lot of our viewers would agree. Thank you so much for coming on Entrepreneurs.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
After the break, we're talking about a solution to the 1.2 billion coffee cups that are thrown away each and every year in Australia.
You're watching Entrepreneurs. Welcome back to Entrepreneurs.
Welcome back to Entrepreneurs. Joining us now is Marty Rowell, co-founder of the Cup Exchange. If you have ever, like me, lamented the waste created by takeaway coffee cups, this is a conversation you will no doubt enjoy. Marty, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Jack.
The Cup Exchange. What is it? Why did you start it?
Sure. So the Cup Exchange is really a platform for social change. Programs such as the War on Waste have really highlighted the fact that disposable items such as single-use cups are now becoming really socially unacceptable and also politically unacceptable. And so the Cup Exchange was really set up to use existing technologies and resources to help alleviate the need for cups to ever go to landfill or even pollute our environment.
Can I grab one of these?
Yeah,
things?
sure.
Okay, and so what is it made of? How does it work?
So, the material is actually called Triton. It's an advanced copolymer, next generation glass replacement product.
Right.
And the idea is that it's odourless, so it doesn't affect the taste of the drink.
Coffee,
Yeah,
important
exactly.
for Australians.
Absolutely, yes. The way the system works is we supply the cafes with the cups free of charge.
Right.
So the consumer subscribes via the mobile phone. Everyone has their phone with them these days. So basically all you have to do is take your phone to the cafe, scan your phone, they'll allocate a cup to you. Every cup is uniquely identified.
Is that right?
And then you enjoy your coffee. When you're finished with it, you can drop it off at any TCX-enabled cafe or a TCX-enabled drop-off point. So then you don't have to carry it dirty and you don't have to clean it.
That's incredibly exciting. You recently completed a crowd financing campaign. How did that go and how much interest did you find for the concept?
Yeah, the crowdfunding's been fantastic.
Right.
It actually closed last night at midnight.
How much did we raise?
We raised $815,000.
Well done, Marty. That's
Yeah.
what we like to hear on this show.
So we had 325 investors.
Wow.
And that was done in 3.5 weeks. So very quick and very exciting. And the crowdfunding's been excellent because these are actually supporters of actually wanting to see the business be successful.
Of course.
So rather than just trying to invest to make an economic gain, they're actually wanting to see some social change.
Yes. This is obviously a global first. Have you got your eyes set on global expansion?
Absolutely, yes. One step at a time. Australia is actually small in population. There are actually larger parts of the world where we'd certainly like to be able to expand. Not just this product, but we can do other products as well.
When it comes to saving landfills, saving resources, how do you quantify that?
Well, that's really interesting, and that's actually one of the things that we really looked at when we were conceptualising the business.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So every cup has a unique identifier on it.
Right.
So we know every time a cup is used, a takeaway cup is not used, and so it's not going to landfill or ending up polluting our environment. And on our website and reporting we provide back to the cafes, it actually has a ticker. So every time one's used by someone,
Right.
that ticker goes up.
I was going to say, because the ratio wouldn't be one of these to one takeaway cup, because if I use one of these, then I'm not using perhaps 356 takeaway cups over the year if I'm usually having one a day.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. In actual fact, these have been tested washed 4,000 times in an industrial washer. And the difference that we make is we've taken a circular economy approach. So if it does get damaged, or in any way it's not fit for purpose, we will take it out of circulation,
Right.
crush it down, and take 100% of that material and make another
Make
cup.
it again.
So it actually never ends up in landfill.
It's the way it should be done. Now, if this scheme is a big success, which I'm assuming it's going to be, how much impact do you think it's going to have?
Well, it's a bit of an unknown in some respects.
Yeah.
We think it can have a very large impact. We've taken the circular economy model not just to cups, but we're actually looking to inspire other organisations to take a circular economy model as well, and recover the products that they make and reduce the impact to landfill as well.
How have you found the journey so far, building this business to date?
It's been very exciting.
Yeah.
Met some fantastic people along the way, and actually been really humbled by the crowdfunding and by the people who've actually invested us and wanted to see it work, as well as facility managers that we've been speaking to who want to roll it out in precincts, as well as corporates and consumers. So it's fantastic conversations with people. It's been
Fascinating, because as you say, it must tick the box with all stakeholders: cafes, consumers, regulatory bodies.
That's right. Yeah. There's five key stakeholders.
Yes.
Consumers, retailers, facility managers or councils.
Yep.
The environment, of course. And there's one that I've probably forgotten about as well.
Right. It's always difficult on live TV to remember a list of 5 things. That's never easy. Marty, $850,000, an incredible concept, well executed. Well done, mate. We are cheering you on.
Great, thank you very much.
That's all we have time for Entrepreneurs this week. Next week, we'll do some crystal ball gazing for the year ahead, and you can tune in anytime on Foxtel Go and on the catch-up section of yourmoney.com.au. Thanks for watching Entrepreneurs. I'm Jack Delosa. We'll see you next week.